this tutorial, we will learn how to measure objects with the manual measurements tools in Image Pro Insight 9. We'll start on the Measure tab and navigate to the Direct group. Here you have a variety of measurement options, beginning with the Manual tag. Manual tag is a way to automatically measure the intensity under the point that you click and count the number of clicks that you've created. Each of these points can be classified individually using the class group. Simply create a new class by clicking on the Add New Class button and name it and give it a color. Each one can also be given a different shape. All the measurements in each of the individual tags can be changed by changing the feature name and can be automatically categorized by clicking the top of each one of the columns. In addition to tagging, line measurements can be made. Simple line drawings can be created, point-to-point measurements, or even polylines. There's even an auto trace polyline option. Simply click once to set the auto trace, and then a second time along a high contrast edge to begin the tracing. For every line tool that's made, the measurement is automatically drawn as the line is moved across the image. This measurement is based upon the spatial calibration that was previously set, and the overlay can be handled in the Options group. In the Options panel, the font, color, shadow, and even size is all set up top. Then, the label that's used is here in this list. It can be the name, the measurement, or the name and the measurement. Dynamic allows all the labels to automatically move away from each other so that there is no overlap. And the label measurement categorizes all the different types of measurements that can be made and which type of measurement should be displayed for that measurement. If at any time measurements need to be deleted, you can use the Select tool, drag and select all measurements, and use the Delete options in the Select group. The Direct group also has circle tools, ellipse tools, auto circle finding, and the ability to change from radial to box drawing. You can choose from a polygon tool or even rectangular tools to draw as well. In this case, an auto trace polygon is available. By simply clicking once and then a second time along the high contrast edge, a polygon is automatically made within the view of your image. By clicking Escape, the line will be canceled, or by double left clicking, it can be completed. To make angle measurements, simply use the Angle tool and draw your first point, second point, and third point. In areas where a pitch tool will be best, the Pitch Line tool can be selected here. A baseline needs to be made, and then perpendicular line measurements be made off of your baseline. To finish your measurement, double left click. When using the Line tool, a snap capability is available. The snap capability has many methods, such as snapping to any straight edge or even along the line length. In this case, we'll use along an edge. We'll draw a line with our brush stroke in magenta touching our high contrast edge. As long as the brush stroke touches the high contrast edge, our line will automatically be snapped to that edge. Other ways of drawing lines include the best fit options, where multiple points can be used to create a best fit line. This also applies for best fit circles and best fit arcs. If I create two different measurements, such as these two lines here, and select both of them, I can use my relative measurement tools. In this case, I could find the minimum distance, maximum, or distance between centers. I can also find the angles and even the first, center, and last points. A very useful tool is the incremental distance tool. Set the number of pixels between my incremental distance lines, the type, such as directional, shortest, shortest bidirectional, or even a distance map. Using directional, I'll make incremental distances. All of the measurements that I draw will be located in my data table, and my data table can be populated by the types that I choose from the Types dropdown. All of the measurements on the left-hand side are the library of measurements available to me, and they're categorized by type. Here I have my region, point, and objects. I also have line, best fit, and angle. Each of these groups contain measurements that allow me to quickly locate all the line measurements and then simply add them to the right-hand side. All the measurements on the right are my selected measurements. They can also be used as filters as well, meaning that any line that has a length that doesn't fit within my filter range can actually be excluded. Looking at my data table of all my line measurements, I see that I have class names, angles, lengths, and positions. If I want to see statistics, I use my Show button for all my statistics, and statistics will open up from the bottom. I can also export all these values to Excel, text file, and clipboard. To see a graphical view of my measurements, I can always open the data histogram and auto-categorize all of my line measurements with an auto-classify button.